Hey guys, welcome to the Janus Project. We are continuing with a few of our themes throughout this week. And for TenNapel Tuesday this week, I wanted to do something completely different. This is more an homage to my mother. And let me give you a little backstory of how I got into Earthworm Jim. Now, up behind me, you can see the Earthworm Jim stuff. And I've been a fan of Earthworm Jim since I was a little kid. Already told the story about drawing Earthworm Jim on the marker board at church and having a friend of mine who could draw better than I did erase it, you know, because he's a jerk. I wish I had the old strategy guides and all of that stuff. It was great. However, recently I came back across the creator of Earthworm Jim, Doug TenNapel. Came upon his Kickstarter campaigns. I wanted to invest in Bigfoot Bill, but I never pulled the trigger on it. And then recently he was doing a one for Earthworm Jim 2, and oh man, I just had to take advantage of it. And so I got Earthworm Jim 2 and 1 and the art and Bigfoot Bill 1 and 2 and some other books. And they're still in the mail. They're coming because what he's doing is he's shipping out all the books that he can do kind of as mass. And so most people ordered just kind of 1 or 2 books. I ordered like the 7-book set. And so mine is a long way off. And so Earthworm Jim and I go way back. And my mom used to be tormented by this one episode of the game, this one level. And it was basically Earthworm Jim is now in a Newt costume. And he's floating through an intestine. I believe it was an intestine because there was like villi on the wall that would bug you if you, and again you'll see what I'm talking about. And in the background was this classical music which was just lovely, and it's just soothing and calm, and every now and then it would be interspersed with the scream as you accidentally hit a bumper because they were there inside this intestinal tract for reasons. And so you'd float down, you'd hit that little bumper, and you'd right off into the wall, and of course there would be the ah, and you'd scream, and then you'd continue to float down, and you make your way through the whole level, and you would get to a few places where it would split, and you could go the easy route or the hard route, and yeah, I've done both. It's kind of fun. And there are various other things like pencils sticking out of the wall that would jab you, or you could land on if you wanted to. And actually, I don't know if it jabbed you, but wouldn't surprise me if it did. And so as you continue to work your way through, you eventually get to a trivia section where you're forced to answer questions. And I do it wrong every time. I don't know that I've gotten... I think I might have gotten like 1 right answer once. And it was... I don't even remember which one it was. And so as you go through, you picked up worms throughout the episode, and as you come down to the end, you put the worms in a little grinder, and it grinds out the question, and then you get to answer it. And I always go with the sarcastic answer, because that's my personality, but I'm almost always wrong. And then once you complete that, you go to a memory section where you have to repeat the pattern. And that's really fun. It goes on for absolutely forever. And I was doing it one time, and I kind of lost track of how far I had gotten. And so I just kept going and 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 going. And it just kept going on. And then finally I made a mistake, and I was like, ah, stink. And then they gave me a ton of stuff, and I thought that was really cool. And then you land, and you find out that you've been in a suit the whole time, which is answered in one of the comic books, why you're in a suit and all of that stuff. So it's kind of fun. But that is the episode that my mom remembers of all time. It is the level that she will reference. You can even go back through maybe even previous videos and see comments. And it's funny because we would go to piano recitals and people would start playing that song in the piano recital, and she would turn to me and be like, you ruined this. Because, you know, you're playing on a Saturday morning and you've got the music up and it's just playing this really sweet classical music. And then it's punctuated by the screams of a salamander or Newt, whatever, hitting the wall of the intestines and going, ah! And then you would continue your journey, and every now and then you'd be shooting things, so you'd hear this, you know, and it's great. So, Mom, here's to you this episode, and here's just a little bit more playthrough, so you can understand and enjoy my mom's pain. And so this one goes out to my mother, and so I hope you enjoy the remainder of this episode. Doug, thank you for wonderful memories, and thank you for the great time on this level. It was splendid. I'll tell you about my least favorite level next time.